Good afternoon, everyone. NOAA caught outright committing fraud. There are no thermometers and no temperature stations where they're showing record heat. When we take a look at the combined land-ocean, I want to take you to the southern oceans where it says cooler than average. We look down there, yet the drifting temperature buoys, there's so few of them, how can they get such a reading? It's completely white down there, there's no buoys. And then when we go to Western Antarctica, there's only 9 temperature stations. Now zooming in on the May 2016 exceptionally warm hotspot down there, I don't know how that's really possible. I pulled out these 2 areas in question and focused in the exact same spot. That is downright fraudulent. Also, NASA GISS temperatures at least 0.2 of a degree above every other reading. Second most recorded snow ever in the Northern Hemisphere. Sunspots are down to absolutely 0, which is 3 years ahead of time. And please remember to subscribe to my channel, Adapt 2030. Outright fraud committed by NOAA. They don't even have temperature stations or thermometers in these areas where they're showing record heat. Area here in question on the map, a bit wider out here for you to see the Central Africa and Middle Eastern areas around Yemen. How can they possibly show record heat here when they can't even measure it? That is deception at its highest level. And when we come over to remote sensing systems, they show just about average baseline temperature readings across the same area. A bit wider out for you here so you can take a closer look. Now jumping back to the May 2016, I noticed this intense red spot down in Antarctica in that same area where they don't even have temperature collection data instruments down there. So the drifting buoys, as you can see, they're so few and far between. How can you measure thousands and thousands and thousands of square miles of ocean down there? As well as there's only 9 temperature stations across the entire peninsula. Overlapping here, I just don't know how they're going to get this data without committing complete fraud. And all the drifting buoys, the green that you see, they're only sending back 6 readings per month. That's not even hourly, so how can they really get a sea surface temperature gauge across that? There's so little shipping traffic down there as well. Coming out in the climate gate, they were trying to decide how they could remove cooling from the record. And then this Lawrence Ice Shelf area here, there's only 9 temperature stations across the entire peninsula. And I'll bring you back to, I ripped out these 2 little separate sections here. If you were going to try to pitch this as a company to investors, that would be straight up fraud and you would go to prison for that. Taking a look at NASA GISS satellite temperature data, minimum 0.2 of a degree warmer than every other thing out there. RSS and UAH Alabama, Huntsville, showing far cooler conditions. And then we come to record global cooling over the last 8 months. This is RSS land-based stations. So I don't know, again, NOAA, how can they come out with such deceptive information? And when we look at the global 2-meter anomalies, tropical 20 south to 20 north cooling near baseline. And Dr. Roy Spencer as well putting out the October UAH satellite temperature data just around 0.4 of a degree. And we've been told it's going to warm into infinity, that we're at plus 1.5 C. That's fraud as well. Close up here for you. And when we take a look back in 1970s when it cooled so heavily, and they were talking about a mini ice age back then, and how NASA just disappeared the cooling. A bit closer up here for you. They continued on a straight linear projection going out with their models, so you would believe that CO2 is warming the planet when there's so many anomalies showing otherwise. Another one being Northern Hemisphere snow cover, second on record. And the sunspots going into the 11-year solar cycle are already 3 years ahead of a schedule, going into a blank disk. Forecast into a grand solar minimum. And they're talking about record heat, pure fraud where there's no temperature data. These people need to be held accountable. We need to defund the IPCC. How much CO2 was spewed out by all the planes? These supposed experts heading over to Marrakesh to join the 22nd International Climate Change Panel. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of the video. Take a moment to jump over to getthetea.com. I'm currently on the D365. It's detoxing my body, and I really do feel a difference by using this product. And there's a host of others as well. The Moringa, I really like the Moringa. It's a superfood plant similar to what spirulina algae is. And I'm incredibly happy with both of these products. And Ronnie, thank you for helping me with my channel here. And please remember to subscribe to Adapt 2030, and I'll keep more stories like this coming to you.